Hello and welcome back to another episode of The World at Temple, where we bring the world to you. I'm your host, Katie Bandish, and we have yet another great lineup for you tonight. Joining us will be Ashwani Pooney, Shanine Fajang, and Donata Zukas from the International Student Association, Klein's Go Study Away student Rico Lay, and international student Jim Suk Kim. On January 18th, our reporter Rose Keenan was able to join the International Student Association to celebrate the Lunar New Year. Take a look.
Hi, my name is Rose Keenan with The World at Temple, and I'm here at the Lunar New Year Tea Party hosted by the International Student Association. On February 18th, we headed over to the Howard Giddes Student Center to take part in the ISA's Lunar New Year festivities.
Lunar New Year is the start of New Year as per the phases of moon, and a lot of Asian countries celebrate this calendar New Year period as celebration, and it's very festive to them. So we are hosting this event for students that are from there and for new students to explore this kind of celebration.
During the event, there are various games to participate in, such as Chinese checkers, Uno, bingo, and apples to apples.
Here currently playing apples to apples. It's a very American game, but that's what our goal is, to have international community explore different things, including new things that are American, and get them that exposure.
The ISA provided delicious snacks, lucky red envelopes, and bubble tea.
I first went to the supermarket. I bought those preserved bubbles. So went home and I boiled them with water, of course, for like 5-ish minutes. And then I made some black sugar water and I dumped all the bubbles in after I filtered the water out. And I just wait for it to soak for around 2 hours so that to get sweeter.
Well, I think I can fairly say is that we are probably the most diverse e-board that you can probably find on Temple, because we have me, I'm American. Here, Ashwani is from Mauritius. It's a country on the coast of Africa. We are from Brazil, Venezuela, Taiwan, India. All of our people on the e-board are from different places around the world, and that what really makes feel like we can get the best ideas coming from people with so many different perspectives that can really bring out the best of all community has to offer.
We try to make it like a home away from home for international students, and we're also encouraging local students to join us so that it creates this community that they feel a part of, so they don't feel like, oh, I'm away from home and this is not home. So we're trying to make Temple community and the Philadelphia community a new home for them.
Don't forget to check out the ISA's social media accounts at Temple ISA. This is Rose Keenan with The World at Temple.
The Lunar New Year, or also commonly known as Chinese New Year, is a big celebration with the Asian community that took place on February 16th. This important holiday marks new beginnings filled with family reunions, red envelopes, and line dances. Here to talk more about how the International Student Association celebrated Chinese New Year's is Ashwani Pooney, Shanine Fajang, and Donata Zukas from the International Student Association. Thank you guys for joining us today. How are you guys?
We're good.
Good. So why don't we start off and talk about telling me what the International Student Association is and what you guys provide for students at Temple.
So the International Student Association is a student organization here on the Temple campus that brings together the international community on campus, as long as the local community of local students. We try to make a home away from home for international students, since they come here and they have no friends, they know no one, they don't know anything about the Philadelphia community. So we try to gather them in one area in fun events or bringing them to the city to make them familiar with the campus and the Philadelphia community.
Now, how did each of you guys get involved within ISA yourselves?
So I came to Temple about 2 years ago, and before I came to Temple, I searched on Facebook International Student at Temple, and then I found the ISA club at Temple. So I went to their meetings and the events that they hosted, and I felt like it's a pretty good club, so I stick with it. And then I became the e-board members of ISA, and I really made a lot of friends there because people who came to ISA, we were all there to make friends because, you know, we came from overseas, most of us, and we were all like opened to new things, and yeah, so that's how I made friends and became part of ISA.
Awesome. And then you?
So for me, having an international association in a college for me was a big part of me choosing a college for some reason. But then when I looked it up, same thing. I went on to Facebook. I saw they had the grand ball, and it looked very fun. It looked like it was a community that I want to be part of because I felt like, oh, these are friends I'll have. So when we come here as international student and we have the international student orientation, like the last orientation in August, and one of the mandatory things that you have to go is you have the International Student Association president come in and talk to you. So basically, when you're an international student on the Temple campus, you are part of ISA. That's why we keep saying that International Student Association is the biggest student org on campus, because once you come here, you're part of it. Now it's up to you to be a member, an active member, or you decide to be an e-board member. So me and my friends who are like mostly international, we decided to join it as a group, and now we're part of the e-board, and because we're trying to give back to the community that gave me so much when I came here.
That's awesome. And then you, let's hear your story.
Once I was, well, first of all, I came to to Temple University like 2.5 years ago. And after first semester, I was walking around in TU Fest, and I saw a table with International Student Association, and they seemed to be very friendly to me, and I decided to join. It was an amazingly fun club, and I think everybody should join it to begin with. And one thing led to another. I asked them if they need some help, and then eventually became a board member myself. And now I am also organizing a lot of fun activities for other international students who really need help in finding their way around campus and in city of Philadelphia as well.
And now, speaking of events that you have been coming up with, we just recently had Chinese New Year's that you guys planned. And why don't you tell me about what kind of preparation goes into a planning event like that for such a giant organization and for such a big celebration in general?
So we have our e-board meetings every week. Every Friday we meet up, and then we discuss on the future events that we'll have. So we try to plan in advance for especially for the Lunar New Year. We like to call Lunar New Year because it includes all the Asian population. You can be Korean, you can be Japanese. Like that day, it's for them. So Lunar New Year is a big event for us because we try to celebrate almost every cultural event from different ethnicities. And Lunar New Year is actually a big thing because we have Chinatown in Philadelphia, and people know about the Asian community, their celebrations. So we try to make a mini Chinatown here on campus. So during our e-board meetings, we decide the logistics of it, what food we'll need, what kind of materials we'll need, such as red envelope, which is very symbolic for that day. We'll get, instead of red envelopes, we gave out chocolate, like coin chocolate. So we have to get those. We have to get Asian dessert. So we tried to make it a tea party so that we did a theme. So then my friend here, she made boba at home,
that's so awesome,
with her own hands, and everything else was just ordered from Chinatown. We had Asian pastries, we had egg tarts, pineapple tarts, pork buns, sesame balls, which is very I forgot the word. It's very traditional desserts.
Getting around to Chinatown, well, obviously, I was used for logistics because I have a car. So I was, as Ashwani ordered all the material, I was going to pick it up from place to place. And Shanine, and I also brought board games from my own home because apparently whenever there's a party going on, people keep bringing me board games. And it was a really nice addition for the games and activities within our event, as everybody enjoyed board games and tea, and thanks to Shanine, she brought bubble tea.
Awesome.
Yeah, so for the food collection, it's not really like we want something that's, you know, Asian or like that that represents China or something like that. It's just that in Lunar New Year, it's an event for families to get together. So we want to just have an event that everyone could come and like gather together and like have fun.
Well, thank you so much for teaching me and our viewers more about the Lunar New Year, and I hope you guys had a great celebration. If you attended the Lunar New Year celebration, we would love to see it. Tag us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram with our social media handle @WorldAtTemple. Stay tuned with us as we talk to our own correspondent, Rico Lei, as he catches up with fellow TU students from Japan.
Hard to believe that it's been 2 months. Tomorrow is 2 months exactly that I've been home, which is crazy.
My perspective has changed dramatically. Being an international student here in the U.S. and another, like again, international student in Tokyo and in Barcelona, I just so get used to the idea that everybody's so different and you can learn from anything, from anywhere.
Definitely am more critical of things here in America, where I'm like, this isn't good for me. The way that everything's set up, the economy, and how things are produced here are not natural compared to Japan.
There are so many things of the world that I don't know, that I thought I did know. It taught me that you're always learning, no matter where you are in the world. There's always something to learn, always something different to experience.
Coming to Japan, it's just so easy to trust other people, and that's what we actually told to do.
In Japan, it seems like everybody thinks twice before they do something. They think about how is this going to affect everybody else. You know, whether that's talking on the subway or just standing in someone's way who's trying to get through. I definitely think that really taught me just to like, you know, look out for others. The world does not revolve around you.
Start questioning why we live this way in America. Like, why don't we start taking things that we see in Japan or either like any other country out there that's not America and apply that to our lifestyle. Without study abroad experience under my belt, I don't think I would have the courage to do it. So now that I understand the process and how things go, the visa, the passport, and all of that, I'm more like, I feel more willing to go out and travel, not just Japan, but everywhere.
In that culture, try to reach out and talk to people, and then try to just be present and be more conscious of where you are. Then you will adapt pretty quickly.
Well, I would give a lot of advice to someone studying abroad. The first is that just go for it, especially anybody who might be considering but they're not 100% sure. I think that if you have any little bit of interest in going anywhere, you should do it because it's going to be amazing.
Here in the studio, we have our very own Rico Lei. Thank you for being here, Rico.
How are you?
Good, how are you? So tell
good.
me about the preparation that you had to take to embark on this journey studying abroad.
I think it took me a while to decide to go study abroad again, because actually this is the abroad of abroad. And then because there's a lot of thing with housing, with the issue of what class I have to take there. But to be honest, it's not that long, like a month of preparation. Temple TUJ program, Temple Japan is they are very professional, and it's a very flexible program that help Temple students to get in. I would say very easy.
And now, what made you choose TU Japan as opposed to any other program studying abroad? What made you choose this program?
First, I never been to Japan, but so when I was in high school, I was in an international high school, and I have a lot of Japanese friends and Korean friends and Panama and all from different countries, but a lot of Japanese. So then I have some kind of understanding of Japanese culture a little bit, and I really want to visit them again. That's first. Second is my future plan is I want to work globally, like 2 years in one country and then move to another one. So therefore, Japan is, I always have a deep interest in the Japanese culture, and both in the work life and living. So therefore, this give me a good opportunity to do that.
Now, what was the biggest challenge from studying here at Temple in Philadelphia versus studying abroad in Japan? What was the biggest cultural difference or maybe educational difference that you experienced in your time there?
There are things with in America, I would say they're more focused on individuality, and in Japan it's more on community basis. Where in Japan you're discouraged to express yourself in the public. I mean, you do have your own uniqueness and individual, but you don't usually express it outside or like on the train or stuff. But in here in America, people would do it more freely. And I think that in Japan, people are more aware of the surrounding. Where in America they do too, but not as much as Japan. I would say it's a different way of operating in the society. Big challenge, I wouldn't say I have that much. I might have to lower down my voice quite a while, and yeah, I have to be more aware of the people around me.
Okay, and now what was the thing you missed most while being abroad? What was the thing you missed most about America?
I would say I miss Temple. US, because in Temple, US, I have a lot of things to do. I have, for example, doing the production for this show, the Word Temple, or like I join different organizations. I participate in a lot of community events in America. I'll say because Temple in US is a bigger campus, where in Temple in Japan it's a very small building. So then there wasn't that many activities there to do inside the school, but there's a lot outside the school.
Aside from all that, you enjoyed your experience and had a great time?
Definitely.
And you would recommend the program to other people interested in it?
Yes, I was definitely recommend people to do it. Like go anywhere basically. Doesn't have to be Japan, but it can be Rome, Japan, Barcelona. Temple, I think it's one of the best place that they provide a lot of program for that.
Well, thank you so much for your input today and for sharing your experience with us. And if you want to learn more information about study away opportunities within the Klein College of Media Communication, you can visit room 15 in Annenberg Hall, or for general information, check out studyabroad.temple.edu. We'll be taking a short break, and when we come back, we'll join our reporter Cecilia Yost to find out more about the Brazilian Carnival Festival that took place in Brazil from February 9th to the 14th.
Okay, so the carnival first began in Europe, and it was a party to celebrate the beginning of Lent. The word carnival means no meat, so it was supposed to celebrate this period before the effort that you need to make on Lent. But now it's most like a huge party, and a few people celebrate it as a Catholic holiday, but now most people only celebrate as a party because it's a national holiday in Brazil. Usually we start celebrating on the Saturday or Friday, and it goes until Wednesday. So it can be in February or March.
How is it celebrated differently from region to region?
So Brazil is a really huge country, and Carnival is celebrated as a typical festival on those regions. So I'm from the south, and on the south we don't have a really traditional carnival, so our carnival on the south is most like beach parties and trios elétricos, which is like huge trucks, and there are bands over them. The most traditional carnival, I could say, it's on the northeast of Brazil, which is like on Olinda, for example. They have those huge dolls and that they make, and they go out on the streets with those dolls, and they have the traditional dance, which is frevo. And the most popular one is on Rio de Janeiro, which of course you may have seen it. That is the carnival that you know here, that they have those parades and those huge cars and people dress up for that. So it's really different, but it's all of the country, it's just a huge party. So we all celebrate, but in different ways.
A big part of the festival is the street parties, or the blocos, which allow for public participation. How do they differ from the huge organized parades organized by the samba schools?
Okay, so the blocos are on the street, and you usually don't have to pay for it. Sometimes you do if you want like a VIP pass, but you usually just go to the street and see the singers and the bands and just celebrate and be with your friends and drink. Samba schools, they have, it's closed. It's in a sambódromo, what we call the place. It's like a stadium to samba schools. It's a really long walk, and you have to pay to be inside there, and you don't really celebrate. You go there to watch the school starts to make their really huge cars and the costumes a lot of months before. They prepare it for it like 1 year before the carnival. I was 15, 16, I started to celebrate the carnival on the streets. So I can say that those were my best carnivals.
So thank you so much for talking with me. It was great to learn more about this festival.
Thank you.
Here at Temple, food trucks surround the campus with a huge range of cuisines, from Mediterranean to Mexican to Korean. But have you ever wondered how these dishes compare to their native country? Let's take a look at Jin's experience exploring the different Korean food trucks here on Temple's campus.
안녕하세요, 김지석입니다. Hello, my name is Jin-seok Kim with the World at Temple. Today I'm gonna try two Korean traditional foods. One is tteokbokki, one is bibimbap, and I will see the differences between real Korean traditional food in South Korea and here at Temple. So let's try it out. 시작해 보시죠. Bibimbap, yeah, I'm gonna get the bibimbap today. 저희 비빔밥 하나만 주세요. Okay. Thank you so much. It's a bibimbap. Let's go. Another food truck. Okay, from this food truck, I'm gonna get tteokbokki. 안녕하세요. 저희 떡볶이 하나만 주세요.
예, 맛있게 드세요.
네, 감사합니다.
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 Thank you.
Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Now we got two Korean traditional dishes. Tteokbokki and bibimbap, and let me open this. Okay, this is tteokbokki. So tteokbokki is a fish cake and rice cake with the Korean traditional hot sauce, and it's spice food, as you see radish here. And then this is bibimbap with the rice and all different kinds of vegetables, and then fried eggs, and then Korean hot sauce. So how you eat it is mix it. Like bibim means mix it. Let me mix it quick. If you know how to use the chopsticks, it's gonna be really useful to eat this bibimbap, because using the chopstick and spoon or forks, two tools to mix it, it's gonna be super easier to mix it, much better than using just one tool. Yeah, it's done. I'm gonna try right now. Which one should I try first? Tteokbokki. Rice cake. Let me try it. Mostly similar. Yeah, similar taste, but it's less spicy and a little overcooked. I mean, it might be, rice cake is different than original traditional Korean rice cake. That's why texture is different. And then, yeah, other than that, mostly similar. And let me try bibimbap this time. Okay. It looks good, but So I'm gonna spoon mushrooms, carrot, radish, lettuce, and eggs. Yeah. Original bibimbap. It's similar taste, but as I said before, tteokbokki like less spicy, and bibimbap is a little bit. It's supposed to be a little bit spicy, but it's not even spicy at all. And then all veggies is fresh, but I think they a little overcooked, so it's not really crispy. I want to have some crispy textures in bibimbap, but there's not really crispy things. So yeah, this is what bibimbap tteokbokki. It was good, but it's not that good as real Korean traditional food. If it's hotter, that might be good. So I hope you try this out later, whether it be on campus or Korean restaurant, or you can just visit South Korea later and try real Korean traditional food. I'm Jin Seok Kim with The World at Temple, and 감사합니다. Can I have a napkin? Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today, Jin. So you're from South Korea. So tell me, what part of South Korea are you from?
I was born in Seoul,
Okay.
and then I moved to the countryside, but nobody knows. But the name of the city is Onyang.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how long have you been in the United States, and in Philly specifically? How long have you been here?
I've been here for 7 years, and then I started living here, only Philadelphia, not any other states. But I traveled on other states, but mostly
Okay.
I spend my time in America is Philly.
Okay, and then you're here at Temple for grad school studying MSP, and I understand that part of your grad project is creating a video of your experience from coming from South Korea all the way over to Philadelphia. So why don't you expand a little bit about what that project is and what you kind of see it becoming?
So my project is like personal narrative, short film, and then I want to share my story, how I came to America, how I accepted American culture, how I learn English, and then how I get used to American lifestyle, those things. So I want to make that project as a bridge to understand each other's, like Americans and foreigners, so they know each other deeper and then understand better. So that's my big picture of my project.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
That's awesome. Congratulations. And
Thank you.
now, speaking of cultural differences, food is a huge part of what makes a culture unique from the next one. And I understand that you went out and tried some different Korean foods around Philadelphia, especially at the food trucks. So tell me, what makes good Korean food in your opinion, before we even talk about your experiences with what you had to taste here?
All right, so one of the tough part to get to use to American food. I always miss Korean food. And then, yes, Christina gave me the opportunity to try Korean food on campus. And then I tried two Korean traditional food, tteokbokki and bibimbap. It was good, but not as good as real Korean traditional food.
And
taste.
what makes it real, like authentic, like authentic tasting? Like, what's missing? What do you think that one little thing is missing?
Spicy.
Spice, yeah.
Spice level is lower than
Okay.
real. Yeah.
So you like your food a little bit more flavorful.
Yes.
Okay. And what is the one traditional meal that like will bring you instantly like back home to South Korea? Like one thing that makes you think of home?
Bibimbap maybe.
Yeah. And
that's what I tried.
where's your favorite spot that you've had it throughout Philadelphia so far?
I tried one restaurant today, Mujinjang.
Okay.
That means really. And
Okay.
their food is mostly really good.
Was
it's
it?
near by Upper Darby.
Okay.
Yeah, not near the campus.
Okay. So now what were some of the struggles that you've dealt with coming over into Philadelphia, not knowing the language, obviously? So what were some of your biggest like challenges you had to overcome as an international student here?
First was language problem. Yeah, I couldn't even speak in English, like not even what's up or how are you things, and excuse me things. So language problem was really biggest issues for me to live in America. And then when I get used to studying English, another problem is culture. It's totally different culture between Korean and American. But also people's mind, people's lifestyle, whatever. But it took 3 years to get used to language, culture, and people. But after 3 years, I could start enjoying living in America. But first 3 years, it's really hard time.
Okay, and then have you found a sense of community at Temple in the Korean culture in itself, or in Philadelphia, have you found like any special clubs or stuff that kind of are geared towards more your culture?
Actually, I graduated from Temple Under as well as an MSP, and then at the time I was kind of like having hard time to survive in America with the financial issues and studying and then family issues or whatever. So I couldn't even really enjoy the club or whatever. It was really, hard time to find the leisure time.
Now, do you feel that you have a better grasp of, Philadelphia and Temple in itself, though, at least?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have good people, good friends, and then not Koreans. I'm the only Koreans around this campus.
Okay.
But
and what has that been like for you, being like offering your own cultural experience to friends that maybe aren't experienced to you? Do you introduce them to new foods or tell them about your, holidays that you experience, or?
I really enjoy trying other cultures, other traditional food, and then especially, most of my friends, as my grad school students, they're all Chinese, and then I really love to enjoy all Chinese food right now. And then it's similar. It's kind of Asian culture.
Okay.
So I can understand their culture more deeper as an Asian.
Well, thank you so much, Jin, for joining us today. I really appreciate you being on our show. And we here at The World at Temple would like to extend a special thank you to our guests, Ashwani, Shani, Donatus, Rico, and Jin for joining us today. To watch more episodes and exclusive web content, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at World at Temple. We hope that by listening to these stories and learning about the different events around campus has brought you a different cultural perspective. But until next time, have fun exploring the world at Temple.